Aloha, this is Congressman Ed Case with another edition of my Congressman Ed Case reports to you on Olelo Community Broadcasting. As I shoot this with you, it's January 2nd, 2020, and I'm here in my Honolulu office for just a few more days before returning to Washington, D.C. for the second session of the 116th Congress, which will run all 2020. For the entirety of last year, I ran a show every month for you to get a sense of what I was up to and the issues that I was concerned with, and to educate you on the activities of your U.S. Congress and on my activities on your behalf. We had great shows throughout the year. Some of the shows I shot in Washington, D.C. to give you a sense of the folks that I was interacting with on major issues such as our federal debt or the Pacific Islands, and some of them I shot back here in Hawaii to give you a sense of my outreach to you and our communities, whether they be our Talk Story community meetings or meetings with veterans or celebrating special events with you. Before we go on to a whole new series of reports to you this year, every month, I thought what I would do would be to recap the last year for you, 2019, and to give you perhaps the best of the shows that I was able to produce for you last year. So we'll run through in the next hour or so some of my favorite parts of the show, from my activities here to back in D.C. Some of my real favorites, one favorite in particular, was a camera that followed me around for a day in Washington, D.C. to give you a sense of what my day is like in Washington, D.C. I hope you enjoy this, and then at the end we'll check back with you and talk about 2020 a bit. Mahalo. Welcome to my congressional office, 2443 Rayburn House Office Building. Every member of Congress has his or her own individual office in one of our three House office buildings. I'm in Rayburn, named after the legendary Speaker Sam Rayburn of Texas, who was actually instrumental in Hawaii becoming a state. Here I do most of my work, of course, with my staff. Here is where we greet our constituents when they come to visit. We welcome you to come and take tours out of our office. We welcome you to come and meet with us here. And of course, here I do my hardcore legislative work in the office itself. And from here, I will also go out to the committees that I work on and to other activities, and of course to the floor of the House, which is, as I'm going to say later in this show, about 7 minutes away. E komo mai. How's it?
Welcome back, Congressman.
Thank you. Let's want to pause here. This is something that I put together that I see whenever I come into the office, and also the folks that come in to visit me see right away. And these are the members of Congress from Hawaii who have held my seat since statehood, and they are some legendary people in the course of Hawaii politics. Of course, starting with Daniel Inouye. Most people of course know him rightly as our U.S. Senator for many decades, but he started in the United States House. He was the first member of Congress in the House side from Hawaii after statehood. And then Thomas Gill followed him, and my own mentor, Spark Matsunaga, who I worked for here, Patsy Mink, Cecil Heftel, Neil Abercrombie, Patricia Saiki, Charles DeJoux, Colleen Hanabusa, Mark Takai, and now it is my turn. And I have this here to make the statement that this office is not held by any one person from Hawaii. This office is held by the people of Hawaii, and those of us that have been honored to serve here come in as stewards of that office for the time that we're here. But the office goes on, and it will go on after I'm no longer on it. This is my entryway here. This is where we welcome people, and you know, sometimes people are surprised that the office is not bigger. I think it's fine. It certainly serves my purposes, but you'll see that we've got a number of people working very hard, but in pretty cramped quarters, except for my office. So let's go check out my office. Welcome to my home away from home, my office in Washington, D.C. on Capitol Hill in the Rayburn building. Some people are surprised at my desk. They think it should be somehow bigger. You know, you're kind of used to those ideas, these huge, massive desks, and I don't need a huge, massive desk. I just need enough to sit there and get my work done and talk with my staff. And the reason I do that in part is because I don't need a big desk, but also I'm trying to save all of my room for this, which is where I do my most important work, which is meeting with you. So this is where I meet with my constituents, meet with larger staff meetings, and meet with the folks that I want to meet with and want to meet with me. So come on in and we'll just take a quick tour around the office. My meeting area, my desk and where I work, and then kind of over here, bookcases, and I'm filling them up with mementos of my service here. So you'll see over here, for example, we've got many of the medallions that the military and others give out. I'm starting to have quite a collection from all of the work that I've done with them, and then kind of the reminders for me of home. I've got my outrigger canoes to indicate the voyages that we're on. I've got something that's sentimental for me from my Big Island home, which is some sand and opihi shells from South Kona. I've got my daruma here. I've got my gavel from when I served in the state legislature back in Hawaii. And then this is my newest treasure. This rock comes from Waikele Elementary School. I visited them just a few weeks ago, and they have a rock garden, and they will give you a rock. And so you take the rock with it. This one says you can rock it, and you take it with you wherever you are, and you report back from time to time on where you've taken it. But when you're finished with it, you return it to the rock garden at Waikele, which I will do after I'm finished serving in Congress. Beautiful flowers here, courtesy of some agricultural folks from the Big Island. I just had a meeting here about 2 days ago with our incredible next generation of agricultural leaders in Hawaii to talk about how we can help Hawaii agriculture, and they kindly brought me some flowers. And then this is for anybody that wants to come in. Mauna Loa macadamia nuts and other goodies for people that feel like a taste of home. We also have here some kind of indications of some of the things that we do for folks when they come visiting from Hawaii. This is Finding Hawaii in DC, kind of where you can find monuments and other things that relate to Hawaii and DC. Excursions in Hawaii, because after all, one of my jobs here is to serve as a chief travel agent for my colleagues and others who want to visit Hawaii. So I try to give them good suggestions. How we can assist you with your concerns, and of course, how we can assist you with your trips to the United States Capitol. We're happy to give tours to you if you come to visit, and we're happy to kind of set you up with other things to do in Washington, D.C. Here's my Chief of Staff's office. As you can see, the staff is hard at work here. Really good to see you there. Tim Nelson, Connor Smith doing the work. And now we go back to, I don't know what this room is affectionately known as, but this is the staff's quarters back here. How's everybody doing today?
Hello.
Hello, how's everybody? Okay, we won't talk about all the work that needs to be done. And they asked me if they needed to clean this up before I took this shot, and I said, no way. I mean, this is how it is. This is kind of their domain back here. But as you can tell, it takes a lot of dedication to work in a congressional office. They work in pretty small quarters, but do a great job. Brinley, Marlin.
Carly.
Harley.
Amara.
Mara. Landon. Cool. Nice to see you. How old are you all? 9 and 8. 9, you're 9, you're 8, you're 9.
I'm
8, 9. What grade is that? Is that like third grade? Third grade. Oh, cool. Thank you so much.
Respect, responsible, honest, caring.
You know it?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Come on.
Okay, let's go.
That's my favorite book ever.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah? How many of these have you read?
Just the brown one.
You've read the brown ones
And
already.
this green one.
You have a lot to go.
I like
You like the ocean and stuff?
Mhm.
Have you seen a shark?
Yes.
You have.
In out in the wild.
Oh
So
yeah?
I was standing in the shallow end. I was looking at school of fish right here. Then I was looking over here.
Right.
And then I saw a hammerhead shark.
I saw a whale shark once.
Wow. I saw
You know how big it was?
No. This big.
It went
It was
from there to there.
Whoa. That's
is this how they say it? Like, okay, let's fade like that. Is that how you do that?
Yeah.
No?
I don't know.
Not really? Okay. Whoa. Okay. There we go. So do you think it's not just your trash cans being nice, but the fact that you actually highlighted trash so that people feel a little bit more, you know, it's not cool to dump stuff.
We wanted to make it a point that it's not cool to litter on the ground.
Right.
It doesn't make you cool to drop trash in
Right.
It makes you a better person to throw away the trash and make a better campus for everybody.
Because you have to read a lot.
Yes.
And she tested all kinds of books out on me, and I was going, like this one, for example, I recognize that one. I got into biography for whatever reason. I was talking to some of your students earlier on, and you know, they were kind of some fiction, and a couple of them were nonfiction, and for whatever reason I started getting interested in biography. So I just read that there was this one series I remember of about 100 books that were all kind of children's biographies, so on different people. So I read the whole thing. So sounds like your students have a love of reading as well. So anyway, enjoy.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you
Thanks
very
again.
much.
Fellow citizens. Is that okay? Yes, my fellow citizens. I'm going to say that to you twice. Aloha. Aloha. I know that this moment, a moment that until now you've only dreamed of, that you've worked so long and hard for, fills you and your families with so much emotion. And to tell you the truth, I'm emotional too. And that foremost among your emotions, I hope and believe, are gratitude and pride. But I am here representing your fellow citizens now to say that it is we who are grateful, we who are proud, that you have chosen to join us in pledging your allegiance to our great country. You know, in our world today, we have 7.5 billion citizens of our planet Earth. And you know what? All of us throughout our planet have the same hopes and dreams, the same longings for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But only 325 million of us, only about 4%, including now you, are citizens of the United States of America. Pretty amazing. And before you leave here as full citizens, and you will go forth from this room, and from the moment you step off out of this room, you are full citizens. It doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter what you believe. Nothing matters. You are full citizens of our country. And when you walk out of this room, I want you to take a moment before you go back to your busy lives to think about what that really means to you, to your fellow citizens, and to your country. I'll just give you a few of my thoughts. You will have your own. First, it means that you are now a partner, a full partner with all of us in the greatest experiment in government in the history of our world. A country, imagine, founded not on any one religion, not on any one ethnicity, not on any one tribe, not on any one place, but on simply common values in how we treat each other and our world. See, here what really matters is our shared values. What really matters and pulls us together is our shared values. It means that you must embrace, and not just embrace, not just tolerate, but celebrate our diversity. Celebrate our diversity. Did you hear the countries that were read off here? Can you look around this room? Can you imagine the different lives, the different places that you have come from? And you are not unlike anywhere else in our country, because our country is full of citizens from places nothing like where you came from, with religions of different beliefs than yours, sometimes that you can't even understand, who look, act, dress, work, and play different than you, with different beliefs on politics and government. In other countries, these differences have been cause for deep divisions and even war. But here we have bet that they are our strength. And in fact, they have been our strength. It means that you must participate, that you must serve. Our country is not about being served. It's about serving our fellow citizens and our world. We welcome today just as one person, as one of our new fellow citizens, Private First Class Abdullah Al-Noman from Bangladesh. Please stand again for a second. Private, go ahead. I recognize you to thank you, number one, for your service, but I hope you don't mind me singling you out as just one example of the incredible diversity in our country. And we are grateful that you have chosen to serve, not only as a citizen, but as a member of our armed services. I know your colleagues are here today, and we are truly grateful for that. But you know, there are many, many ways that each of us can serve and do serve. Some serve in politics, some serve as teachers, some serve in your communities, some serve in your churches, some serve in whatever way you want. What is most important is that you find a way to serve your country because your country, your communities need you. And finally, a favorite of mine, you must vote. You know, our country was founded as a representative democracy. After all, if we wanted a different country, we'd just appoint somebody dictator and let he or she run everything, and hopefully we wouldn't have to worry about it. Well, we do worry about that in our country. We worry about the people that you send to places that I serve, like Congress and your government and your city councils. We worry that those people represent you. And we worry that the government that you have is your choice, not somebody else's choice. Don't let others make that choice for you by not voting. You worked too long, too hard for that right. Exercise it. You know, speaking of hard work, being a citizen is hard work. You know, the road we started down in our country almost 250 years now, it's a long road. It hasn't all been pretty. It's filled with curves and obstacles and detours and mistakes. And these test our will as a country, as citizens, as a people. But we have survived and prospered because we believe in our foundations and our principles and our common values and goals. And we believe in each other and our shared journey. We now trust and believe in you to give more than you've already given to becoming a citizen, to being a citizen. And as we say here in Hawaii, e komo mai, come in, you are welcome here. Welcome to your country. Aloha, and God bless the United States of America. Nice to see you, Ed Case. Nice to see you. How's it? Aloha. Hi. Good to see you. Aloha. Hi. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you. Good to see you again. Thank you. How's it, brother? How are you? Aloha.
Hi.
Hi. Good to see you. Nice to see you. Aloha. Good to see you. Thank you. How you doing? Aloha. Good to see you. I saw you already. I already gave you some trouble. Hi. Aloha. Good to see you. Aloha. Good to see you. How's that? Good to see you. Aloha. Thank you. Hey, Bixby. Hello. How are you? Ed Case, good to see you. Very good. Thank you so much. Hi. Aloha. Hi, good to see you. How's it, brother?
Good.
How are you? Hey, how's it? Well, you come to take some lessons, or no?
These guys are enforcing me to behave myself.
Are you turning around on purpose? Is that a silent protest?
I'm enjoying confusing you by laughing.
Oh, you guys decided to stay? Okay, good. You can slip out later. How's that? How are you? Good to see you. Hi, aloha. How are you? Good to see you. How's it? How are you? Aloha. How's it going? How are you doing? Good to see you. Aloha. Good to see you. Hi, good to see you. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Thank you. How's that? Good to see you again. Aloha.
Aloha.
How are you? Good to see you. Thanks.
Hi, Congressman.
Hi, good to see you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thank you. How's that? Oh, hello. Can you hear me? The folks, hey Anthony, can you hear me? Barely. Ma'am, in the way back corner, can you hear me? You can hear me? Cool. All right. Let's go ahead. This is something that I have done regularly throughout my entire political career. Many of you have been to my talk stories. I think a couple of you actually came to my first one in 1994, maybe. But back when I was representing Manoa Valley. But I am very, very much looking forward to a discussion with you. I think the instincts of the American people are good, but we can be manipulated. And so our choice of leaders is very important. And maybe that's where we should leave it tonight. Thank you so much for a great talk story. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good.
Yeah, so far so good.
Busy.
Okay.
That's life. Still moving.
How you been? I just ran into one of your neighbors or somebody the other day.
Tono Uchi,
Oh, really? Yeah.
the Okinawan princess.
Yeah.
Author. He says, "Oh, it was."
Oh, that's who it was.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah,
yeah,
blah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I guess he was showing me a picture of it.
Uh-huh. Thanks for coming. How you doing? Good to see you.
Oh, pretty good, sir. How are you?
Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. How's that? Aloha.
Adam Morrow. You can play with James back in the day.
Hi. Aloha. How are you? Good to see you. Hi. Good to see you. Hi. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Hi. How are you? Aloha. Thanks for coming. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi. Aloha. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
How's that? How are you doing, man? Yeah, good to see you. Aloha. How's it been?
Good.
Yeah, everything okay?
Yes.
All right.
I wanted to catch you in the district, so.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. It's, not too far after 6:30. Good to go? All right. Good evening. Aloha, first of all. Thank you so much. Mahalo for joining me at another one of my talk stories in this particular series. I'm home for 2 weeks from Washington, D.C., and I think it's a pretty good time for me to check in with you. How you all doing? There he is. Aloha. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, give me a little hug here. When you give me a lei, you got to give me a hug. Oh, wow, that's a lot of popcorn. Cool. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Wait, I've got a... Hi. Yeah. Case. Nice to see you. Aloha. How are you? What's your guys' names? What's your name?
My name is Kainoa.
Kainoa.
My name is Makoa.
Nakoa.
My name is Sawyer.
Sawyer.
My name is Jackson.
Jackson.
My name is Ryder.
Ryder.
My name is Jazz.
Jazz. Okay.
My name is Ella.
Nice to meet you.
My name is Carter.
Carter. Wow.
We are Pack 101.
Pack 101. How's that? How are you?
How are you doing?
All right.
Nice to meet you.
Who else is in your pack here? Hi. Aloha.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Kelly Holden.
Hi, Kelly. Hi.
Carol Duran.
Hi, Carol.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, aloha.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
We are here to earn Building a Better World badge for the Weeblos, and we wanted to learn about your job and what you do in House of Representatives,
Right.
and how it can affect the community.
Right. Okay. So let me just get some things straight. So how old are you all, roughly? 10 to 11. And you're, I'm sorry, Webelos right now?
Yes.
Okay, Webelos. Okay. So how much do you all know about the United States Congress?
They approve bills and then send them to the president,
And but what are those bills?
trying to be laws.
They're laws. That's right. And what kind of laws? Do they govern everybody in Honolulu or in Hawaii, in the whole United States? So the job of the United States Congress is to pass laws that may impact everybody in our country. So 300 plus million. So they would apply just as much to Hawaii as they would to New York or to Alaska or to Guam. And that is one of the jobs of the United States Congress. And what's the other job of the United States Congress? Very relevant to right now. Something about a check and balance. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, like
How many branches of government do we have? 3. And what are they? Go.
Judicial,
Judicial is one of them.
executive,
Executive is one of them.
and
The one I'm in. Legislative, right? So we have 3 branches of government, and where does it say that all of this is set up this way? Yeah.
declaration of
No, that declaration is a good guess, but there's another one. Constitution. So the declaration was when we all said we want to form our own country. We want to be independent of Britain. But then we had to figure out, after we won that war, we had to figure out, well, how are we going to actually govern ourselves? And you remember that at the time we had a king over in England that we didn't like. That's why we declared our independence. And so we wanted to say that we wanted to govern ourselves, and we didn't want any one person to have all of the power in our country. And so what we did was we set up 3 branches of government, and we all try to work together, but we all act as a check on the other branch if we think that other branch is not doing the right thing. And that way, nobody gets all of the power, and nobody gets kind of caught up in all of that power and does things that are against the interests of the country. And so if Congress does something that the president doesn't like, the president has his or her check and balance, right? The president can always say, I don't agree with the law you just passed. And the president is always subject to Congress because Congress can oversee the president. And then, of course, the judges can sit there and say whether they think we both followed the Constitution or not. So everybody's got a role. So my role is in Congress. And so I've got really 2 jobs. I've got the first job of trying to figure out what kind of laws we should pass for our country, our entire country. And my job is also to act as a check and balance on the president. Okay, it's good to see you again. Thanks. Hey, Kendrick, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Hi, aloha. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Okay, got the gang here. Hi, aloha. How are you? Thank you. Hi. Let's see.
This is my eye doctor. And
yeah, we met outside. Hi, Ed Case.
How are you?
How are you? Good to see you.
Yeah.
Aloha. Thank you. How'd it go? See you. Thanks. Hey, how are you? Ed Case? Nice to see you.
Spending time with us.
Yeah, no problem.
what'd your dad do on the Big Island?
What did my dad do?
Yeah,
He's a
'cause you
lawyer.
grew up there.
He was a lawyer. Yeah. He practiced for 63 years. Get started, and good evening, aloha, first of all. It's so great to be back with you in East Honolulu. I've done talk stories in East Honolulu, both in campaigns and during my congressional responsibilities, and I've personally walked many of your neighborhoods, and it's a real joy to be back. And I'm looking forward to spending a couple of really great hours with you here tonight talking about many important issues for our country and for Hawaii. I keep in touch with what's going on the floor of the House in a number of different ways. I can keep in touch off of my phone, but as I'm in my office here, I can watch the proceedings on my TV here. What's happening today as we shoot this is a debate over the protection of the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge in the North Slope of Alaska. And we've got a full debate going on the bill right now. And what has happened is we're about to move into amendments on the bill right now, which you'll see. Later on, after the amendments are finished on this particular bill, the vote will be called, and I will then go from here to the floor of the House to vote, and I'll hopefully be able to show you what it looks like when the vote is called as the vote is being tallied, the time remaining. Okay, all of the debate on those amendments and on the full bill have now been taken, and the vote has been called. Every vote has a 15-minute advance notice to get to the floor to vote, and you can see here that time is counting down. We're now at about 10 minutes. There's the bell for the 10-minute vote. We have both this on the TV as well as a system of bells and lights that tell us what is going on. And you can also see the running total of the vote. And you can see that there's not that many people on the floor of the House quite yet, and that's because everybody is like me. They have been watching the debate in their office. They have now been called to the vote, and another 5 or 4 or 3 minutes, the floor will be full while everybody votes. Now, I know that it takes me 7 minutes to walk from my office to the floor to vote. So sometimes I'll take that down to 7 minutes, and then I'll leave very fast. I think today I'm going to go over there a little bit early because, frankly, going to the floor is a really good opportunity for me to connect with my colleagues and talk about legislation or just check up on what everybody's been doing and stay in touch. So, time to vote. On occasion, I'll also appear before committees of Congress to speak to matters that I believe are of particular importance. These occur on Member Day, when members do our backyard in terms of our overall strategy, especially when it comes to national defense. Chair Smith, Ranking Member Thornberry, distinguished members of the committee, thank you very much for the opportunity to testify today on this year's National Defense Authorization Act. And I do so representing Hawaii, a proud partner in the Indo-Pacific. And to put this in perspective, if you get on a plane today and fly to Hawaii, that's 5,000 miles. If you get on a plane then and fly from Hawaii to Beijing, that's another 5,000 miles. So that will give you a sense of the not only the distances we're talking about in the Indo-Pacific, but the placement of Hawaii. So in Hawaii, we live and breathe the Pacific, always have and always will. The National Security Strategy and National Defense Strategy affirmed the reemergence of long-term strategic competition with other great powers as a central challenge to our national security. I think most of us can now agree that no country poses as significant a long-term challenge and threat to us as does China. Thus, the NDAA, as our annual blueprint for the Department of Defense and our military, should reflect the strategic interests of the U.S. has in the Indo-Pacific region generally and China specifically. Our goal, as summarized by this administration's free and open Indo-Pacific strategy, with which I generally agree, is to peacefully address China's rise and bring it into the existing regional architecture of free and open navigation, interconnected trade and development, security cooperation, and international institutions. The purpose of a strong military posture in the Indo-Pacific is not to seek conflict or escalate competition with China, but to raise the costs and international consequences of Chinese aggression and reassure allies and partners of our engagement in this critical region. U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, Indo-PACOM, headquartered in Hawaii, is charged with addressing our military challenges in the Indo-Pacific. It is the largest combatant command in terms of area of responsibility and assets, stretching from the west coast of the United States mainland to the west coast of India. But it requires additional resources. Reports of forces in the region being overworked from high demand and struggling with readiness from deferred maintenance are simply unacceptable. This year's NDAA should continue a long-term strategy for Indo-PACOM to reach its goals in deployed forces and readiness, especially in air and naval assets. We need to continue supporting improvements in doctrine, assets, and technology to counter China's aggressive military and soft power buildup. I urge the committee to continue investing in research and development of these technologies to address these risks. Hawaii is of particular importance to our Indo-Pacific strategy. Hawaii offers an indispensable forward position in the Pacific, is home to Indo-PACOM headquarters and commands for every service, and maintains a large military presence. We need increased investment in our military construction needs there, including the Hawaii Infrastructure Readiness Initiative, our shipyard and training ranges to improve our readiness in the Indo-Pacific. Even with increased investment in improving our military posture in the Indo-Pacific, the U.S. cannot go it alone in the region. Peacefully integrating China into the existing rules-based regional order requires the active cooperation of partner countries. The vast geographic space that needs to be covered in the Indo-Pacific demands reliance on our allies there. We need to reassure our traditional treaty allies, such as Japan, South Korea, Australia, the Philippines, and Thailand, while building relationships with partners and potential partners like India and Vietnam. I also want to ask that this committee pay special attention to the Pacific Island countries such as Vanuatu, the Federated States of Micronesia, and Palau, to name only a few. They are critical to our overall posture in the Pacific and simply need much more attention from both a military and a State Department foreign aid perspective for our overall strategy. In conclusion, I urge this committee to ensure this year's NDAA reflects the strategic importance of Hawaii and the entire Indo-Pacific. We must enhance our military posture there and continue building alliances and partnerships in the region. Thank you for your consideration and hard work in advancing our country's national security.
A lot of my day is just walking through the Capitol doing my business. Besides the U.S. Capitol, where the House chambers are, we have 3 House office buildings, and I spend a lot of time walking between all of them, getting from my committees to the Capitol to vote and back to my office. I never actually added it up, but I probably get 3, 4, sometimes 5 miles a day walking through these corridors, and they're a real maze. So even after a lot of years in the Capitol, I still have to kind of find my way every once in a while. Much of my work in Congress is in my committees. I'm on the Appropriations Committee, which is responsible for all federal discretionary spending. And I'm also on the Committee on Natural Resources, which, as its name indicates, is responsible for all of our natural resources, our federal lands, our air, our waters. But the Interior Department, which the Natural Resources Committee watches over, is also responsible for the indigenous peoples of our country. And so I asked for and received appointment to the Subcommittee on Indigenous Peoples, which is, again, responsible for all matters from our federal government involving our indigenous peoples. And I did that primarily for our Native Hawaiian community, which I am honored to represent. Today, we're going to have a hearing of the Subcommittee on Indigenous Peoples on the fact that rates of murdered and missing indigenous women throughout our country are shockingly high compared to national norms. And so the question we have been asking the administration is, why is that and what can we do about that? And my purpose today is twofold. First, to work with my subcommittee members on this critical issue for our country. But second, to assure that the interests of Native Hawaiians as indigenous peoples of our country are also served on this committee, both generally and on this issue. Thank you, Chair. Like my colleague from Guam, I represent an indigenous population. I represent the indigenous peoples of Hawaii, the Native Hawaiians. There are well over 500,000 Native Hawaiians living in our country, of whom roughly 300,000 live in Hawaii proper. This number is obviously large, much larger than many of the federally recognized tribes. And they also suffer from many of the indicia that you have identified in your testimony, whether it be outright missing and murdered indigenous women, Native Hawaiian women, to domestic violence, to crime rates, to sexual assault, to lost loved ones. Every indicia also impacts Native Hawaiians. And I say this not only on behalf of Native Hawaiians, but on behalf of many indigenous peoples throughout our country who don't fit easily into your definitions of Indian country and tribes and reservations and all of the more structured federal, 150 years worth of law dealing with indigenous peoples. And I think that sometimes they get left out of this equation. Certainly, I know that Native Hawaiians feel that they are often treated as an afterthought by their federal government when they are indigenous peoples and when they deserve the same attention, when they have the same consequence, deserve the same attention, the same programs. And so, testimony that is Native Americans and Alaska Natives that doesn't also say Native Hawaiians is just a knee-jerk reaction from me. Why not? And I'm sure the gentleman from Guam would feel the same way. So first of all, I want to make that point because every time we talk about any issue in this subcommittee or in your work, I hope you always think about Native Hawaiians and other indigenous peoples beyond what you consider Native Americans and Alaska Natives. Number one. Number two, in that vein, have you considered or consulted with Native Hawaiian community, which is structured and represented, including the Office of Native Hawaiian Relations in the Department of the Interior, an existing office, on this particular issue? So in other words, has there been outreach? Has there been inclusion? Has there been consultation? And if not, can you do that?
442 and the Philippine Scouts was on TV.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I missed that one. But
I don't know. Yeah, you don't have it in my camera.
Okay, well, Sergeant First Class Po,
yes,
you served in the Korean War with incredible distinction with the 65th Infantry Regiment, which was formed 100 years ago. And it was composed primarily of soldiers from Puerto Rico.
yes.
And this regiment went on to be one of the most decorated and distinguished of all of the regiments that served in the Korean War. And as you know, they were severely depleted in battle in Korea, and as a result, other people that were enlisted and served in Korea came in, including a number from Hawaii. You and 4 of your comrades came in to Hawaii to serve with the 65th, who, as I recall, were called the Borinquineers, right?
Yes.
The Borinquineers. And this unit was one of the most storied units in the history of our military, and in 2016, our U.S. Congress gave it a Congressional Gold Medal. This gold medal is not given to very many units at all in our whole history here in Hawaii. The 100th and 442nd received the Congressional Gold Medal, as did the Filipino Scouts, and those are the only 2 with a Hawaii connection. But the Borinquineers earned the Congressional Gold Medal, and as a result, all of the people that served with them were entitled to their own gold medal. And so it's really my incredible honor to present you with your own Congressional Gold Medal in honor of your service with the 65th Infantry Regiment, the Borinquineers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Finally got it.
And we have a little certificate for you here, which is
Yeah, well, he has my iPad. Oh, okay, good.
this is my gift to you as your proud congressman. This is a certificate of special congressional recognition to you in recognition of your service with the 65th Infantry on behalf of the U.S. Congress. So there you go.
So much.
All right.
All right.
Okay, you got it.
Yes. Thank you.
How are you? You like that?
Congressman.
Oh yeah. Where are we going?
This is Christy.
Hi, aloha. How are you? Oh, cool. Where's your camera?
Congressman.
Yeah. Okay.
See, only I know you.
Oh man, yeah. Video only, but.
I really love your.
Oh. Hey, how's it, brother? How are you? Edmund? Good to see you again. Haven't seen you for a while. Yeah. Where do you get this from? Is that from the Philippines or over here?
Gave it to me, but a lot from the Philippines.
Okay. I gotta get some more. I gotta figure it out.
Nestor.
Oh, get it from Nestor. Yeah. Hey, good to see you. What is this for?
This is for the round trip ticket.
Round trip?
Yeah.
Not really. And what you got to do for that?
Just enter your name.
Oh, you just got to fill it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah, you do.
Well, what if wait. Thank you. What if I win? I cannot take them.
Yeah, then donate.
Okay. Then I give to somebody, yeah?
You give it to me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to designate then. Okay. Oh, I just put my name.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you. Hey, aloha. You all in the Army?
Yes.
Really? Wow, cool. And so what? You just have to wear your t-shirt today. So what are you doing? Are you recruiting or are you recruiting? What's your age limit for the Army?
17 to 35, sir.
For you,
35.
sir. For you, sir.
35.
35? Perfect.
What if I can? What if I'm as in good a shape as anybody that's 35? What if I can pass the physical test? Will you let me in or not?
No, sir.
No.
Because we all have regulations. And so, we still gotta follow them.
So I don't get a chance. Oh, okay. Hi, what's this over here? Hi, how are you? Good to see you all. How's that? How are you? What is this?
This LBC.
LBC. What is that? Oh, air cargo. You send the box home.
Yes.
That. Oh yeah. Oh wow. That's really official nowadays.
If you have relatives in the Philippines,
Oh.
If you have
Okay.
any question, just give us
sea
a
cargo.
Okay. All right. You better save this.
Yeah.
LBT.
Would that be okay if we take picture?
Of course.
Come on. Take picture.
Where do you want you want me to come over here? I'll come in the back.
Hi.
Come inside. Whoa, what do you got here? Oh man, that looks good. Oh really? Where are you cooking? It's already cooked.
Yeah, this one.
Oh, wow. I gotta come back here. What is good?
Everything.
Everything's good. What are you having?
I'm not waiting for the plate.
What is this? Huh?
Pico.
Pico.
Yeah, they call boat or pico.
Pico.
Yeah,
Pico.
Pico.
Pico. And what is it? Is it coconut or what?
Yeah, coconut in the
Coconut.
The coconut.
Oh man, that looks really good.
Everything will be good.
Okay, what is this? Custard?
Yeah, that's the custard.
Yeah. And what's that? Like empanada?
Empanada.
Ah.
You know, really.
Yeah. There, you can keep cooking. I'll hold this up for you.
Sorry,
Okay.
I cannot reach.
Huh? I'm waiting for him.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, it smells good, man. Oh, wow, I gotta come check them out. You wanna show us the balut?
Balut.
Oh yeah. Yeah, thank you. What? How much is that?
How much is your balut?
Yeah.
245. 245.
245. Okay, thank you. How's that? Oh, you got the crew going back here, huh? Oh, just the meat sticks. How many you grind while you're eating, while you're cooking? Every once in a while. How's that? Yeah, it's my video. I'm gonna put this on TV. That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
You gotta pick me up.
All right. Come over here. Oh, come in. So, what's your favorite food over here?
Pretty much adobo and
Adobo.
longanisa.
Huh? Longanisa.
We got the banana lumpia over here.
Oh, banana lumpia inside there.
Pretty much, yeah. We got that.
You cooking it all fresh or what?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh,
We all
wow.
got this thing
Cool.
cooked in the morning, and this one is all fresh as well.
Do you work with San Nicolas?
We literally own the.
They own it.
You own it.
No, not me. I mean, say my
Family.
My family.
Oh, your family owns it. Oh, I went inside there a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Actually, I just went in about 3 weeks ago. I bought something in there.
Oh, really?
Some lumpia, actually.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah. I went kind of at the end of the day, so everything was power ready.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Oh, really?
We're supposed to
okay.
provide the games over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So we look at our bahay kubo. That's the traditional bahay kubo
Where?
in the Philippines, but it's been blown away by the.
Oh, that one over there?
Yes.
Oh. And what, is this traditional also,
yeah,
that
this
game?
is suka,
Uh-huh.
the traditional Filipino game,
Oh, wow.
and we have a lot of other stuff here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're going to have the kid stuff pretty soon. Oh, I like the hat. Yeah. That's your hat. Or is it going to be too big for me or what? Or
It's
too
one
small?
size fits all. There you go. Perfect.
We need to take a photo.
Okay.
Photo.
Inside.
Everybody take a photo with her.
Pressing that all around now.
Mais, patis.
What are you saying?
Mais is corn because you smile when you say mais.
Everybody, one more.
Mais.
Mari.
Mais.
Okay. Mais. All right. Okay, thank you so much. Here you go.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for stopping by.
I hope I don't lose any votes. How's everything? Good to see you. I'm very good. Thank you. Good to see you all.
Don't worry, I always vote for
All right, I appreciate that.
Filipino nurses.
Yeah. One more time then. Next year. Don't forget. How's it, brother? How you been, man?
You got that guy following you around?
Huh? Nestor is following me around. Hi, aloha. How are you?
We beeped at you when you're standing on
public. Come inside. Don't be shy, man. What are you doing now? Practicing law?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Representing my community in the court.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
In all over.
All right.
With the Lawyers Association.
Sure. Yeah. Hi, aloha. Ed Case. Yeah, nice to see you. Hi, aloha. Hi, aloha. How are you?
Good.
Are you all lawyers?
Yes.
All right. Giving free advice? Excellent. Thank you very much.
Do you have a background in law?
I'm a lawyer. Huh? Well, I don't know if I have a background in law, but I'm a lawyer. Inactive at the moment.
What kind of law were you practicing before you were?
Real estate mainly. A little bit of litigation, civil litigation for maybe 5 years at the beginning, and then I was basically a real estate lawyer for when I wasn't being a politician. I've been back and forth between law and politics for 40 years now. It's really good for politics. So maybe one of you, thank you very much. I like it too. Yeah. It always makes me feel a little different. Yeah, I don't know. It makes me do weird things and, eat all kinds of food I don't usually eat and,
You start singing.
Yeah, start singing. I don't do that very often. If I know where that is. I have one question I know.
Okay.
You want me to tell you where that is? Do you know where it is?
Of course, definitely. I know where it is, but you gotta have
That's Banawe.
Okay, so we're here.
No, I'm power already. I'm finished.
Okay. No, but definitely.
Oh, you got the sinulog. So
That's a festival.
this is a festival.
Yeah, that's a festival.
Yes, it's a festival in Cebu that is being
Oh,
held
Cebu
every-
Festival.
Yeah,
Oh.
every third week of January.
Oh, really?
And,
What's it called, the festival?
It's called Sinudo.
Celudo.
Sinudo.
Cenudo.
Yes.
Okay.
And they will be dancing that today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Kumusta? It's so great to be with all of you here today. Just as the sun is coming out, just as your festival is getting underway. I just got back from Washington, D.C. yesterday, and I knew that I was coming here today, and I was so excited to come and spend a little bit of time with the incredible Filipino-American community. I thank you so much for that. I am so proud, I am so honored to represent you in Congress. We have, as you all know, the largest population of Filipino Americans in our country in the 2 districts right here in Hawaii. And so it's a critical time for me and all of our congressional delegation to be sure that we always can help you and always stay in touch with you. I just got back from the Philippines about a week ago. I took a number of my colleagues from Congress to the Philippines. We were mostly in Manila and up in Pampanga, and we spent time there, and the warmth of the people, the aloha that we felt was so much appreciated, not just by me, but for the folks on the mainland in Congress who I work with, who may not have as many Filipino Americans in their districts, may not have the same full understanding. It was really, really good for me to be able to educate them and in the concerns of the community and to help develop the relationship between our 2 countries. Now, I could go on for another half an hour because that's how long you speak at a Filipino-American community event, but I know everybody's waiting for me to do this over here, so see, right there. So I just want to say, maraming salamat po and Dios Nina, and it is so great again to be with you, and with that, I'm going to get to the business at hand.
Okay, thank you to Calvin Bagawisan for making that bunga. Okay, everybody. Everybody watch our coffee.
I declare the Filipino Fiesta Well, that's it for a recap on 2019, and now it's time to get on to 2020. I hope you enjoyed that sense of what I was up to in 2019. Again, a very, very full range of activities on your behalf in both Washington and back here in Hawaii as we move on into 2020. We'll try to keep you updated on further editions of Congressman Ed Case reports on Olelo Public Broadcasting. There's also information, as always, on the screen for how you can get in touch with me. My staff and I in both DC and Honolulu look forward to serving you with your own individual needs or with trying to help our Hawaii and Washington, or your input on the great issues of our day as we try to do the best we can for our country and our world. Mahalo, and see you again soon.